Breaking. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has stunned the world with a dramatic announcement involving Greenland, reigniting global debate over geopolitics, sovereignty, and American power on the world stage. The statement immediately sent shockwaves through international media, diplomatic circles, and financial markets. While Trump is no stranger to bold proposals, this latest Greenland-related announcement has revived memories of past controversies and raised new questions about U.S. strategic ambitions in the Arctic. Supporters praise the move as visionary, while critics call it reckless. Either way, the world is paying close attention. Greenland, the world's largest island, holds enormous strategic value due to its location, natural resources, and role in Arctic security. Trump's announcement places the territory squarely back into global headlines. Analysts note that the Arctic region has become increasingly important amid rising tensions between global powers. Trump framed Greenland as essential to U.S. national security, economic competitiveness, and long-term geopolitical strategy, suggesting America must think bigger and bolder when confronting global rivals. In his remarks, Trump emphasized Greenland's strategic military position, particularly in relation to Russia and China. He argued that control, influence, or expanded partnership in the region is critical for missile defense, shipping routes, and Arctic dominance. Trump claimed previous administrations failed to recognize Greenland's importance, positioning his announcement as corrective leadership rather than provocation. His language was characteristically blunt, fueling both admiration and alarm across the political spectrum. International reaction was swift. Leaders across Europe expressed surprise, while officials in Denmark, which governs Greenland, reiterated that the island's future is not for sale or unilateral negotiation. Greenlandic leaders stressed their autonomy and the right of their people to decide their own path. Trump's announcement reopened long-standing conversations about colonial history, self-determination, and the role of superpowers in smaller regions with outsized strategic value. Supporters of Trump argue the announcement reflects strategic realism. They point out that China has aggressively invested in Arctic infrastructure and that Russia has expanded its military presence in the region. From this perspective, Trump's Greenland focus is seen as a wake-up call, forcing allies and adversaries alike to confront uncomfortable geopolitical realities. Backers say ignoring Greenland's importance would be a strategic mistake with long-term consequences. Critics, however, accuse Trump of oversimplifying complex international relationships. They warn that dramatic announcements risk destabilizing alliances and undermining diplomacy. Some experts argue that influence in Greenland must be built through cooperation, investment, and respect for sovereignty, not shock statements. Others say Trump's approach could inflame tensions at a time when global stability is already fragile. Economists also weighed in, highlighting Greenland's vast untapped natural resources, including rare earth minerals critical for modern technology. Trump's announcement hinted at economic opportunity, suggesting American involvement could unlock prosperity and reduce reliance on foreign supply chains. This angle resonated with voters concerned about manufacturing, national security, and economic independence. Environmental groups reacted with alarm, warning that increased geopolitical competition in Greenland could accelerate environmental damage in a region already vulnerable to climate change. They argue that Arctic development must be approached cautiously, with indigenous rights and environmental protections at the forefront. Trump's critics say his announcement failed to adequately address these concerns. The announcement also has domestic political implications. Trump's base largely celebrated the move as bold leadership, while opponents framed it as a distraction from domestic issues. Political analysts say the Greenland announcement fits Trump's pattern: dominate headlines, shift narratives, and force opponents to react on his terms. Media coverage exploded across television, social platforms, and global news outlets. Headlines range from strategic genius to global provocation. The sheer volume of coverage underscored Trump's enduring ability to command attention, even outside office. Few modern political figures can redirect global conversations so rapidly. Diplomats behind the scenes reportedly scrambled to assess the implications. While no immediate policy changes followed, the announcement alone altered diplomatic calculations. Allies sought reassurance, adversaries took notes, and Arctic policy experts suddenly found themselves in high demand across news networks. Greenland's leadership emphasized calm, stating that their future will be determined by Greenlanders, not foreign politicians. Still, Trump's remarks place renewed international focus on the island's economic potential, security role, and political trajectory. Some analysts say this attention could accelerate conversations Greenland was already having internally. Historically, the U.S. has shown interest in Greenland for decades, including military presence and defense agreements. Trump's announcement revived that history, reframing it for a new era of global competition. Supporters say he simply said out loud what others quietly acknowledge. Legal experts stress that any change in Greenland's status would require complex negotiations, democratic consent, and international agreements. Trump's announcement, they argue, was political, not procedural, but still powerful in shaping public debate. Whether intentional or not, the announcement forced world leaders to confront Arctic geopolitics more openly. Shipping routes, defense systems, and resource access are no longer distant concerns. They are central to future global power dynamics. Trump has not clarified next steps, leaving room for speculation. Some believe the announcement is a signal rather than a plan, a way to pressure allies and rivals alike. Others see it as the opening move in a longer strategic conversation. What is clear is that Trump once again changed the global conversation overnight. In a crowded news cycle, the Greenland announcement cut through everything else, proving his continued influence on world affairs. In conclusion, Trump's Greenland announcement stunned the world not because of immediate action, but because of what it represents: a bold, controversial vision of American power in a rapidly changing global landscape. Whether praised or condemned, it has forced governments, experts, and citizens to ask a difficult question: who will shape the future of the Arctic?